All right, let's dive right into Gordon Corman's Restart. We're going to focus on one chapter, just one, but it's a huge one. Chapter 8. This is the moment where our main guy, Chase Ambrose, stops being this, confused kid with amnesia and turns into a detective. And the mystery he's trying to solve? It's himself. Seriously, just think about that for a second. What if you had to figure out who you are, not from your own memories, but from how other people look at you? That's the puzzle Chase is facing, and it's what makes this chapter so gripping. So up until now, Chase's amnesia has just been confusing, right? But in Chapter 8, things get real. The hints about his past, they're not hints anymore. They're more like billboards. This is where he has to face the music, and it sounds like the person he used to be wasn't a very nice guy. Okay, so let's start our investigation. Exhibit A, the vibe at school. You could say Chase is being haunted by a ghost, the ghost of his own reputation, and he's starting to notice it lurking around every corner. It starts small, He walks up to a group of kids and boom, total silence. The conversation just evaporates. And then it gets way more obvious. Kids are literally changing course in the hallway just to avoid him. We're not talking about surprise anymore. This is people actively getting away from him. And all of this creates this tension in the air that he can feel, but he has no idea why it's there. And this is huge because it's where he goes from being just confused to being genuinely worried. He's starting to think, man, whatever I did, it must have been really, really bad. All right, let's look at the next clue. This one's a big one. His relationship with his supposed best friends, Bear and Aaron. I mean, if anyone should feel like home base, it's them, right? But nope, this is where you see the biggest crack starting to form. See, his old buddies, Bear and Aaron, they expect the old Chase to show up, the guy who made fun of other kids, who thought being cruel was hilarious. For them, that's just how they hang out. It's their normal. And this is where it gets so interesting. Because on one side, you've got his friends just doing what they've always done, but on the other side is the new Chase, and he's just disgusted by it. It feels wrong. His instincts, without all the old memories in the way, are actually kinder. It really makes you wonder, are we who we are because we learn it, or is there something fundamental inside us? Okay, now we get to the star exhibit in this chapter. It's a small thing, but it's everything. His old football medal. On the surface, this medal is proof that he was the man. Star athlete, popular, a winner. It's a physical piece of the guy everyone else remembers. But, and this is the big question, what does it actually mean to the guy holding it now? Does it feel like his achievement? Or does it feel like he's holding something that belongs to a complete stranger? And that's the whole point. The medal means two totally opposite things. To the rest of the world, it screams success and status. But to Chase, it's just empty. It's a trophy from a life he doesn't remember living, and it just makes him feel even more disconnected. So you take all these clues together, the weirdness at school, not fitting in with his old friends, this empty medal, and they all push Chase to make a huge shift. You can really see his mindset evolve here. First, he's just reacting to everything, like what is even happening? Then the clues force him to reflect, to ask himself, wait, was I a bad person? And that question is the trigger that turns him into an investigator. He's not just drifting anymore. He's actively trying to figure out the truth about himself. And this puts him in a really weird place psychologically. He's feeling guilty for things he can't even remember doing. It's like his heart knows he did something wrong, even if his brain doesn't have the files. He feels the emotional consequences of his past without a single memory to go with them. So let's pull it all together. Why is this one chapter so important for the whole book? It's pretty simple, really. This is the chapter where the story finds its real purpose. It's not just about a kid with amnesia anymore. It becomes a search for truth, for moral clarity. Chase isn't just trying to figure out what he did, he's trying to figure out what it all means. And this is where the book's central theme just snaps into focus. It's a battle between your reputation and your identity. Reputation is what everyone else remembers about you. And man, it is sticky. It follows you around. But identity? That's about who you feel you are right here, right now. And for the very first time, Chase realizes he has to build that for himself. And that football medal really brings up the million-dollar question. Is success even meaningful if you're not kind?
I mean, what's the point of being a star, of being popular, if you have to be a jerk to get there? Is all that outside success worth it if it leaves you feeling empty inside?
And that leads to the final major shift in his thinking. Chase starts the chapter basically asking, who was I? That's all about the past. But by the end, he's asking something so much bigger. Who do I want to be? That's about the future. It's about having a choice. And that's it, right there. That's the real restart. It wasn't the fall from the roof that rebooted his life. It happens right here, in this chapter, when he decides to go looking for the truth, so he can finally decide who he's going to be from now on.